Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. I have been wanting to film this video for so long and I'm finally getting around to it. This is going to be my pregnancy update for weeks 10 through 19. I am currently 19 weeks and 6 days. I'll be 20 weeks tomorrow. So I would say we have a lot of ground to cover as far as updating you guys. But at the same time, one of the reasons why I also was not in a rush to film a pregnancy update and get it up on my channel was because I have not really had a lot going on symptom-wise. It's been a very easy pregnancy so far, which if you've been following my channel for a while and have been around for my pregnancy with Cadence, you would know that I tend to have easy pregnancies as it is, and so it's not really a surprise. But I did have a few extra things this time around that I didn't really deal with her pregnancy. So without further ado, we'll jump into it. If you see me looking down, it's because I have my notebook here, which I write down my symptoms from week to week. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I was also just gonna mention, yeah, my kids are around, so this is probably going to happen a few times. If you're new to my channel, I am a mom of 2. Jaden is 4, Cadence is 2, and I have a little one on the way. Obviously, that's what this video is about. So I'm gonna be a mom of 3, and these 2 definitely keep me busy. Huh. Why the mad face? You shouldn't scare them. Maybe that makes them not want to watch this video. Can you guys go play? Okay, we'll see how this goes. They're gone for now, but I have a feeling that they will be back. So anyways, week 10, I was craving cheese sticks, and they're back. I'm back! Let's try this again. So during week 10, I was craving cheese steaks. I put that I actually did not want coffee, which is kind of weird for me because I drink coffee every day. Granted, I have brought down my amount of coffee. I make sure that I only drink a cup a day. But anyways, not wanting coffee is a pretty big deal. And I was finally sleeping better. I think during week 9 I wasn't sleeping very well, and so I put that I was actually sleeping better. I also had my first chiropractor appointment during week 10, and everything was really good. I think during that time, actually, I might have had a pinched nerve going on in my lower back, and so I went to go get adjusted, and since then I've been fine. So week 11, I did not write anything down. I guess that week was pretty good week. And then I put weeks 12 through 14. We were on vacation. I don't know where I left off because the kids interrupted me, but I think what I was saying was that weeks 12 through 14, I wrote in my journal that I did not journal anything for those weeks because we were on vacation in Florida, and the only thing that I remember was craving Doritos. So there's that. But other than that, we were having too much fun on vacation. Week 15, I had the typical symptoms of using the bathroom often, always hungry, but I did put that I was 98% sure that I felt a kick one day, and the reason why I only put 98% was because I guess I just kind of questioned it. I was like, no, that couldn't have been a little kick. That must have just been, I don't know, a gurgle in my stomach or something, but I'm pretty sure it was a kick. So I don't know, I just wrote that down in there anyway. So then 15 weeks and 1 day, which was 1 day later, I wrote that I felt a baby kick once I was laying down. And at that point, I knew for sure that that was a kick. And then I was like, okay, that 98% sure feeling the day before was definitely a kick. So that same day, 15 weeks and 1 day, I had a sore throat coming on. And I was just really noticing some changes with my nose and everything, and I was kind of suspicious of the fact that maybe my body was negatively reacting to the climate change, considering we were in Florida for vacation and then we came back home and it was dry winter weather. So I think the coast is clear, but I'm afraid to talk too loud. So as I was saying, I was dealing with a sore throat that eventually led to me losing my voice and causing me to cough often because of my throat being irritated, and I was crazy thirsty. So I really wasn't sure if I was dealing with a sickness like a cold or if it was due to the change in the climate, because I did also take some pregnancy safe cold medicine and I feel like it wasn't really doing much for me. So anyways, I dealt with that during weeks 15 and 16, and I even had to postpone my pregnancy appointment, which I was supposed to have during week 16. I had to push that back a week because I didn't want to go anywhere and hack up a lung in the lobby and be like, I promise I'm not sick, guys, but I'm coughing. But during that time, I was not sleeping good. It was not a good 2 weeks for me. Jumping into week 17, I finally got over that whole cold and throat thing, whatever that was. And I had a pregnancy appointment, which was exciting and not exciting at the same time because I had been scheduled to have an early glucose test done, just the 1 hour glucose test. The nurse practitioner from my previous appointment had told me she thought that I should have an early glucose test done because my daughter, which would have been my previous pregnancy, was so big. It doesn't really make sense to me because I was like,
hello, I was 2 weeks overdue.
I mean, she was 9 pounds and 10.5 ounces or something like that. But she was 2 weeks overdue. And I remember reading and stuff and hearing that babies can gain a pound a week towards the end of pregnancy. So I'm like, potentially, if she was born on her due date, she could have been like maybe just an 8-pound baby. But anyways, so I'm like, whatever, I'll do the glucose test. So I went in, drank the drink, which doesn't ever really bother me, so I don't normally have a hard time with that. And we got to listen to baby's heartbeat, which was so nice to hear. It was 150 beats per minute, around that. I feel like my nurse practitioner kind of just rounds it off, whereas with cadence, my midwives were always like, they always had an exact number. Which I thought was kind of funny, but I feel like my nurse practitioner this time around, she's always just been rounding it off. So baby's heartbeat was around 150, and we could also hear, which I'll let you guys hear it too, but you can hear when the baby kicks. I don't know if it's because of the rush of fluid or how you can hear that on the Doppler, because I didn't feel anything when the baby kicked, but you could hear it. So it blows my mind. I don't fully understand how that works, but it was pretty cool. So that happened, and if the lady wouldn't have said anything to me, I wouldn't have known what those noises were. But she's like, yeah, the baby seems like he or she's doing fine because the baby was kicking while we were listening to the heartbeat. So a couple days later, I got the call about my glucose results, and they told me that I failed, which I have not failed a glucose test before. So she told me my number was 130. I'm like, okay, I have no idea what the normal range is supposed to be. So she just said, you failed, and we want you to do the 2 hour glucose test now, but also this would be the fasting glucose test. So I scheduled a date for that and then hung up the phone, and of course the next several days leading up to my appointment, my head was filled with all of that stuff. I was doing research, trying to figure out, okay, if my number was 130, what's the normal range? How much am I over the normal range? And just kind of like researching what would a diet look like for me if I am diagnosed with gestational diabetes and all that stuff. So needless to say, I did a lot of praying, I did a lot of research, and I just wasn't convinced that I had it, so I wasn't worried about failing the second test, but the thoughts were definitely swirling around in my head. There is that. January 30th, which was also during the 17th week, I felt baby kick. I put kick/hit because I never know what to write in there. Like, what is it? Is the baby punching me, kicking me? What is it? But I started feeling the baby more often, and that's like the best feeling ever. February 1st, I was 17 weeks and 6 days, and that is when I went in for my glucose test. I had to fast 12 to 14 hours before the appointment. And then I had to drink the drink, which was 75 grams of sugar, which I feel like is the worst thing you could possibly do to your body, especially on an empty stomach. But anyways, I went to my appointment. Like, they pricked my finger first, I guess, to check my blood, and then they drew blood from my arm, and then I drank the drink, sat in the lobby for an hour, and then they drew my blood at the 1 hour mark, and then I sat in the lobby again, and then they drew my blood again at the 2 hour mark. So all of that went really well. I didn't feel sick to my stomach. Surprisingly, I felt a little jittery, but that was pretty much it. I was just trying to keep myself occupied for the most part. Baby was kicking a lot though. That was pretty crazy to feel. February 4th, I finally got my results back and they said I passed. They did not give me any numbers or anything, but they just said I passed. So I was like, oh, I'm so glad I did not have to think about any of that stuff anymore. Jumping into week 18, I was starting to feel baby's movements every day, which, like I said, is the best feeling ever. I love it so much. I don't even care if the baby wakes me up in the middle of the night. I love feeling the baby move. I would say definitely from that point on, from 18 weeks, I have felt the baby move or kick, whatever you want to call it, every single day. I also put that I was feeling overwhelmed and emotional during week 18. I put that I was thirsty all the time, and my skin is super dry, which I'm still dealing with. Jumping into week 19, my skin is still dry. I don't know. I'm just assuming it's because it's winter, and yeah, I'm trying to drink lots of fluids and make sure that that's not the reason why, but I have to apply a lot of lotion and it's kind of annoying. Lots of movement from baby. Just yesterday I was laying down taking a nap and woke up to this sudden feeling of what felt like the baby doing a somersault or something. And that sudden movement made me feel like I was gonna throw up. I was really convinced that I was about to throw up. It was just the weirdest feeling ever. I have no idea what that was. It was crazy. Hoping that doesn't really happen again. Like I said, I like feeling the baby move, but that was a little intense. So aside from that, I've just kind of felt a little sluggish and tired this week and not motivated to get stuff done. I feel like I've had to push myself extra, but that is about it. So far this pregnancy, I can't complain, as I feel like I say in every video. It's been going very well, and it's crazy to think that my next appointment, which is scheduled for the 22nd, I will be having the ultrasound, which I'm really excited about. And I'm still not sure if Daryl and I are gonna find out the gender at the ultrasound, or if we're gonna try to do a gender reveal where we ourselves don't know. Stay tuned for that. But besides that, I'm gonna go ahead and show you my belly, and then that will be it for this little update. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider to give it a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this, more videos with this guy and with Cadence. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Do you want to say bye?